Blessings, welcome forward to Reasons Right Here, the Trail Life. I'm your host, the great owl, Jerome Sage, aka Jerome Sage Butler, and my co-host, brother Ramon Singh.
Perfect love.
Perfect love, brother.
Yes, sir. Perfect love.
love. Blessings. So, in this moment, brother Singh, what is the current offering?
The freedom to choose the life we want.
The freedom to choose the life we want to live, right? I mean, because ultimately we want to choose that life. Well, that sounds like a big one. Because, most people would say they want the freedom. Because I guess they feel they don't have the freedom to choose. I guess having a dream, so we call it in this world, like, I have a dream that one day I will be this. Or my ambition is to grow up. What do you want to become, 7-year-old Jerome? I want to be me. Jerome, that's not a job. Choose a career. Okay, miss. I want to be professional me. What is it really? Is in, the idea of, the life we want to live. Is it that we want to not work and just sleep all day or party all night? What does the freedom to choose the life you want mean? Is it just some, free for all, do as thou wilt? I don't think the essence of what Mr. Singh is offering is that that's the kind of answer we're looking for. I think it is the freedom to decide for yourself the path in which you will express yourself as a living being, aka a human being or a humanid in the current societies you're in. People's state of mind are vast. There are people that are Aboriginal and Indigenous that don't follow the systematic way of the kingdom status of these Western worlds all across the world. There is a kind of a hybrid society that has been thrust upon Aboriginal and Indigenous people, the subjugation or, in some cases, destruction of their nation states. So a lot of people already are under all these heavy regimes. Some people aren't a part of it. So we couldn't speak necessarily just for all the earth, because I'm living in a society, we are living in a society where we've been subjugated by European forebearers. I've since returned to our Aboriginal heritage, but at the same time, it is like a piecing together, and so it is my life and not something that I hold congregant to a collective consciousness, I don't think it's out there like everybody's thinking, like Jerome, I'm saying I'm a follower of Christ, but yet I'm Aboriginal. But I know Christ didn't make Jamaicans. I know God didn't make Jamaicans. He made Aboriginal, hallelujah, man and woman. The original man and woman, right? And that is a legal terminology of the first bloodlines on this planet, of which my mother is of that bloodline, ORH. You understand me? We're talking about the blood type here. So, oldest bloodlines, oldest blood type, Aboriginal. But when it relates to myself now, what is the freedom to live the life I want to choose? Well, number one, I never 100% trusted the design system we're given. Go to school, study these things, become these things, right? I always believed in a purpose from as long as I can remember, being myself. I always thought that life was a discovery. And because it was a discovery, I always knew it was something internal, like a sense of well-being, a mindset, not something that could be satisfied by an external. So my differentiation with the average person is that the reason why I'm not too materialistic is because it wasn't the direction I was taking for the expression of who I am. So my freedom was, when I was working a regular job, I tried to structure the hours so that I could have certain days that I could do my poetry at the time. So I wasn't fully committed into just being a regular waged worker. I always had art in my mind, creativity, painting, being a poet, being a singer, being a dancer. I always had all these things that I wanted to do fashion, like design clothes, shoes, things like this, interior design, architecture. I always had a creative side. So my thought was that when I saw girls who were going with the dominant, the guys who were drawing the attention, who were looking like they were the ones to make money, it kind of never really hurt me too much because I was too caught up in my path. So I suffered the lack of group approval for like years upon years upon years because I didn't see myself being the way they wanted me to be or how they saw themselves according to how we're all being taught. My friends usually ridicule me about it. So because of that, my visions of myself was about, man, I wanted to be able to just study myself, study life, find out what's really happening in life, and do harmonious businesses, harmonious way of life, things that offer value rather than, hallelujah, take value. And so I suffered ridicule. I was left out of groupings, and I'm going to say this without apologies. There were some really beautiful girls that I really liked during the time when I was so deep into my searching for myself, searching for my purpose. They were beautiful and they thought I was attractive too, but the other thing about it was I was too much into my path. So I guess they were only looking at the short-term manifestation of me and not the long-term. How I know, because since I've been through a lot of that, now a lot of these women are coming back, hallelujah, into my life with an appreciation far beyond anything I've seen when I was in that state of mind trying to find me and they were ignoring me, right? And it hurt my feelings a lot. So if you're going to want to live the life of your desire, the life you choose, you're going to have to earn, hallelujah, that life. You're going to have to be a hard worker in your own execution of your desires, and you're going to have to be willing to stand alone and to be judged for your choices, to be ridiculed, Brother Singh.
Yes, sir. Freedom to choose the life you want. I remember growing up in high school times. I know that time is critical to your path, your career choice, you know. And I just wasn't interested. You know? I guess as a child, it's just not something that you're supposed. It's like it's just not on my mind. Like I want to be a doctor or something like that. It's just not on my mind, you know. I just want to live, you know.
Yes.
But it's up and growing up, I start finding out more about myself and what I like. You see me? And say, okay, the things that I would like to do, how can I like make money from that, you know? Because
Good question.
you have a little saying, say make your hobby your work, you see me? If you like to do something as a hobby, try find a way to make money from that, you see me?
Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
Yes, sir.
That's what I love to say. Eh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But how we stay in nowadays time out of desperation, we're just looking at the newspaper and if we can find any little thing that near to us or, you know, we can work with it. We say work with it, yeah, man, because we need some food in the house. And that reach enough people.
True.
We don't have much choices. We say, okay, we just get a job into this, what I love. It's not available. There's no space open. You just have to just work with something where you just that you can get money from.
The door that's open at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment, yeah. So it's rough for enough people, you know. And same time, we did in the situation, you know. But me personally, me know say, yo, I try look many jobs. Send out resume to many places. All of Kingston, all of Manchester. We just need one job. One phone call. Somebody. Nobody call me.
Wow.
Nobody call me for an interview.
Wow.
Not one job. I have my diplomas, my degree, my this, my that, my certificates. Not one call. I try so hard for months. I send out resumes and I call back the people, them call back. And them say, sir, there's no space open. 5 more people is waiting. Enough of them is relatives of people here. You see me? So I just say, whoa. You know? It's like she say, oh, nobody call back, you know? This is the reality of the situation, you know? So my life, it is rough. Till this day, I don't get a call for a job. So my life stay, you know? So me have to say, Jano, well, me have to go, like, make a job then, you know? If I go make a business, I have to go do something.
Absolutely.
You
Funny
know?
and make fashion, as a Jamaican people would say.
Yes, sir.
Turn to your creativity.
So I start make jewelry because I'm into artwork and stuff. I love work with my hand. Art and craft, you know?
They used to make some amazing stone jewelry for real.
Respect man, yeah man.
For real.
Yeah, cause
Everybody
them
had
time
a
there.
piece from you.
Yes,
Everybody
sir.
had a piece.
Yes, sir.
Prized, eh?
Yeah man. And as some used to get a little funds and, you know? Cause while me I go college as well, you know?
Yes.
Because many different, I go through auto school and come out top of the class. Never get a job.
I know you love cars, man.
Yes, sir.
I know you do, and they don't
Yeah,
know
man.
this, but I know you don't know this, but he does.
Yeah man, my little side hobby that too.
Deep car enthusiast.
Yes sir, because I like fix up car and sell it, you know. I want a little dream what I have, you know. So
Yes.
I'm a little side hobby,
Yes.
you know. Yes sir. And then I go pilot school because my mother said when I was a child I wanted to be a pilot. So she says, why not try it out?
Yeah.
It's not I want to do it, you
Hallelujah.
know, but she just suggest it and say, well, that sounds interesting.
Yes.
Let me try it out.
Yes.
You know? That is after me never get no job, you know.
Wow. So it was. So you have already been qualified in other areas. It's like an expansion now.
Yes, and we find out that there's no space opening in Jamaica for
Wow.
pilots.
Wow.
And many people on the waiting list.
One of my friends, I went to school with too. He became like, you know, got his private license, and he had to get like 70,000 hours to get a commercial license.
Yes,
Because he had something like 40,000 hours or something. And I remember, you know, he's a financier, and we were besties, right? And I remember, you know, the time when he was like transitioning into studying all that information. I remember one day he took me to the simulator, you know, show me how to land a plane and everything, and I was like,
True.
when he had gotten proficient. And interesting that you should say that, because when I was also going to school, I had a friend, his name was Franz, and Franz became a commercial pilot, and he wanted to be that fun. He was a child, so
Okay.
I mean that's a little flourish. But yes, brother Singh, so you went through that level, you didn't get through because as you said the list was long. What else did you try on your path to doing what you ultimately want to do?
Yeah, man. So some reach to Edna now. The arts management.
Yeah, that's when we were in the same class. Yeah.
Yes, I.
Yes, yes.
True. Because
Hey.
one of my brethren was a producer.
Talking list?
No, Sian.
Oh, see, okay.
Aki.
Yeah.
And he must say, he want me to be manager. So I said, John, I need to learn about management. So I go management school
Yeah.
just for be a manager for him. Because we are say, yo, we are do the dream. Because we are dream together and say, yo, we are work together.
Wow.
Because I'm skilling at the rhythm.
Wow.
Make proper rhythms.
Wow.
I'm a believe in him, you see me?
Absolutely.
I say, yo, I'm a manager and I come in. I'm going to go school feet, you see me?
Yeah, that's your best.
Yeah. Just for that.
Well, I didn't know that's why you went. But
Yeah.
wow, that, you know, it's good to, you know, you're still learning
Yeah,
a lot.
man.
Isn't
And
that
I saw now, me and the bridging there fall out, you see me?
Wow.
So we no deal again,
Yeah, move us, man.
you see me? So my whole point of going to that school was for,
Wow, and then
for
that,
him.
And then that was changed. Wow.
you see me? So my life just full of beer, up and down, twist and turn, you see me?
Wow.
Disappointments, you see me?
Wow.
And when we find Christ now,
Yes.
and that is when things start change.
Yes.
you see me?
Right. Hallelujah.
Even when after school,
Hallelujah.
I may do the Seala media photographies for the Rasta events. No money. You see me?
I'm not surprised about that. I've been in that industry, so I can
Yeah,
tell
man.
you, know, I'm not surprised.
It's rough.
Yeah, trust me.
I have to take on myself, man, you see me? And I saw Christ now lead me into the right path, you see me?
Absolutely.
And say, Ramon, I know what to do with your life, come. And I saw now my job, my work, I have to work for Christ.
Absolutely.
I'm my CEO,
Yes.
my manager, my boss, I big boss that, my boss that, you see me? Me
Yes.
work for God. That's
Yes.
my work on
Hallelujah.
earth. You see me?
Yes.
The greatest work a man can do
It's for the
It's for
creator.
save souls.
Yeah.
You see me?
Hallelujah.
Help save souls, bring come on heaven. That are the greatest work a man can do on earth.
Well, I agree with that.
You see me? And at that God put me in a, you see me?
Yes.
Way, you
Yeah.
see me?
Yes, I.
To save souls.
It's a beautiful thing, because as you said, to do the work of the Most High, it's like all of the stuff that we were doing before. I mean, I'd done several jobs. My first was a shoemaker, I was an apprentice. So when I came to Edna, before I first came to Edna, I was managing an upscale Italian restaurant, you know. But the thing is that what I learned about all of like the journey one goes through to find a true path, there's something that happens in the heart. And this is the thing I have to say. How you recognize when you're on the right path, there's something that happens in the heart. You will probably be in a situation no more clearer to you than any other situation. Meaning in the context of you probably just started a job a week in, a few days in, maybe a month in. You probably have been in similar situation, but in this moment, you feel a sense of, hey, like what you are as a person, what you have been before, and what you are to be, like they came to one understanding. And in your heart, you feel like you are adding value to the experience of life around you. Value is being added to you from the experience of life around you. So when you start feeling that, then you kind of know that you are on the right path to living the kind of life you want to live. So the question may be asked, how would you then, even in yourself, recognize that state of mind that's necessary to even get to actualizing your ultimate desire? Well, a lot of times, people don't really trust their own innermost feelings about things. Most times, it's like you're approaching life, as Ramon was saying, like as a job. Your purpose or your destiny as a job. But if you approach your destiny as where you are gifted to offer value to your environment, and for value from your environment to be added to you, then you begin to understand how it is now to choose that life, to choose that path that will benefit you. Now with me, I was doing the poetry, I was doing that, and there's not an issue that was really wrong with it when I came into, like, you know, because I was always doing it, and when I was now saying I'm going to school and trying to really get to that other level of it, right? And I was there at Trail Life having my own school because I didn't really have any money, because after I left the restaurant, I basically, Lynch would say, I came there in my three-piece suit and my snakeskin boots and my fancy Gucci bags and whatever, and then I was just there becoming Mr. Philosophical. I mean, I spent all my money because I wasn't official in the college, and many people didn't notice that the college sent me to college. Hey, so because the college sent me to college, was, you know, that was how I was able then to then get another level of the understanding of the pedagogy, so I could be able to understand certain things. So I didn't even have the funds by which it is, but they were so impressed, though I wasn't always the most positive impressionist, because I was a bit of an angry tirade, and people know me as a thug, as a bad man, though I'm smart. It's like them call me intellectual bad man. As a matter of fact, Hollywood, them call me God bad man, because they're saying for a person who has faith, you can't mess with sage, and so, you know, I had my thugs with me. But the college was always saying, you know, this guy's smart, he's really cool, and Trail Life is, some of the intellects are saying it's a bunch of rebels, ganja smokers, right? But some intellects, including the principal and some of the coordinators within the board, were seeing me like, this person is worthy of, you know, being in the institution officially, right? Because I was helping so much students already. And so that taught me, doing that for about 2 years, it taught me one thing. Number one, when I audited the pedagogy of Edna Manley College, I learned how to present information in the structured thesis, in the critically designed analysis, how it is acceptable, how it is palatable, how it is written in English, how it is written in terms of the language of the logos. And because I was learning how to translate my aboriginal innate understanding or overstanding of the cosmos in a language that was applicable to the kind of structure around, applicable to an understanding within the structure, I should say, I drew confidence from that. And then that's when, you know, the faith increased in me, and Seala Media started. So now there was an outlet now to get the information out. And if people have been following us over the years, they have recognized I'm strong in my own faith, but I've presented a deep dichotomy of information based upon the way in which I've interacted with the established bastions of information. And how that has aided me in like doing and living the life I desire is that, number one, my main ethos is about information gathering and information disseminating. Two, I've been connected to Edna College and be able to have that routing, and then Seala Media started. Since doing Seala Media, Wizio.com, you know, a company based in Israel, right, contacted me, and you know, we have this wonderful partnership, right, that connects individuals to the kind of innate ontological work I do through the ancient archetypes of my ancestral dichotomy of the human psyche, right, which is something that is only palatable to people who have been educated in your cultural norms, go through the Sangoma knowledge and be able to connect to the deep ancestral, right? That's what I was doing from my 17th year onwards into my 30s, when people were thinking I was in the A's, I was in the depths of anthropology. And so all of that, starting the connection with Seala Media, and then now to Wizio.com, I have expanded into things happening along a certain paradigm, as I had desired in my early stages to really be myself, because these things come from me going into my inner being, connecting to my faith, having that connection and that experience of Christ, Yeshua Mashiach, hallelujah, and the connection to the Most High God. My visions I've had, my visions of the future, which is termed in some context futurism, because I've seen not just the apocalyptic image that people tell you about, but I see products, Khanturi Baba, and services, as well as I see states of mind. I've seen things that can re-engineer society, because I've seen some visions of this Jamaica that is unbelievable, and I decided I'm going to sketch them, I'm going to do them in comic books and strip. And you know, a friend of mine, Christopher Grandson, have always said, Sage, these things got to get out to the people, because I've shared some of this stuff with him. Saying that to say this: when one really wants to go on one's path, after you discover that self and you begin to see how the self view life, see what value you can add to life and what value life adds to you, after you've gotten into that, right, and you begin to understand, okay, I am affecting my environment is affecting me. Find out in the environment, how are people being affected in a way negative that can be remedied by your life, by your gift, by your experience, by you being you, telling jokes, doing hair, painting houses, painting murals. How is it that your gift and talent can impact the greater good of your community? How can you add value to the devalued experiences? That's very important in choosing beyond just the desperation, as Brother Singh said, or just being forced into a choice because, well, you have to survive. When you have enough confidence, well, I wouldn't say confidence, because I didn't have any confidence. I just was living. And Spirit wanted me to get this out, so let me give me a moment. I never, even though I studied things, right? Because the reason why I studied is because I didn't know. Hallelujah. Because God wanted me to get that clear. So just get that clear. I did not know. In a lot of cases to this very day, I still do not know. So because I did not know, I studied. My willingness to know and learn from what I am absorbing into myself also taught me that I can use what I've learned to create something of value. So I'm going to say it's a choice. I chose, because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what life is. I see people saying that they're doctors, they're lawyers, and they want to be this, they want to be that. I don't know nothing. I don't know where I come from. I don't know what is nothing. And as I started studying, I saw that there was people being hurt, babies being disenfranchised every single day. Just this crazy reality. And I was like, what am I doing here? I don't belong here. And then something inside of me says, you don't like when people hurt. That is the thing. Hey, pain of others hurts me. Like when you got, like when I was a kid and you got cut, I was feeling your pain. And I'm not talking some subjective thing. When I was 30 something, I heard that they called that empath. So I wasn't talking no intellectual statement. You know what I'm saying? I could feel that. So I couldn't see blood. My sisters can tell you about that because they do the medical. They can tell you when the blood happens, I disappear because I'm squirming. You know, my wife was always laughing because she's always like, you can't stand blood because I'm not that person. Hurt tears me up. The hurt of another tears me up. So I chose to do something that would add value to the lives of others. When I examined a lot of the careers and the jobs in the world, they were, hallelujah, taking value from things. And people call me a crazy person. I'm going to not leave this medium till I say this, even though the devil will fight me. People call me a psycho, crazy person because they could not comprehend, hallelujah. And God himself told me this, that he was very hurt by what some people, hallelujah, were saying about me. During the time when I was just trying to figure out about life, you understand me? They were saying some of the most, I can't even repeat them because I will not repeat them. And the Lord is saying, I'm going to lift you up. And they are going to, hallelujah, see you, Jerome Butler. They're going to see you because it hurts me. People around me were ridiculing me so much. You understand? Because deep in my heart, I believe that I could find a solution for the hurting soul. And every time I tell people about truth, it's not I don't own truth. I've come to realize the truth really does heal. As I say, this almost tears when I come out of my soul. I know the truth heals, brother. So when you are making your decisions in life, please, I implore you, find the truth. Search the truth. It gives you the accurate image, the accurate assessment of any situations that will lead to the long-term benefit. The final thing the Spirit wants me to say before I leave is this. Many people have short-term visions. Because of your short-term visions, you only want to be satisfied by the immediate fulfillment of desires, that reward that comes right off the bat. People don't make medium to long-term plans, and medium to long-term plans do not come with a job, it comes with a purpose. You have to have a purpose to have that medium to long-term plan. People might say, well, I can think for long-term financially. How is it sustained? You will achieve it in the physical and the emotional, spiritual state that should have accompanied it. You do not have it because you put cart before horse. And so the thing is, when you have a vision of yourself, a hope within what you're offering, it gives you a greater drive to go out there and add value to people's lives versus just seeking a career. So your long-term vision based on your purpose, for me, it is to bring healing. So I believe in spas, I believe in retreats, I believe in all those things. Therapy, I've been trained in massage since I was 17, hallelujah, years old. I've been studying all of the psychomatic therapies and treatment because I have believed in them. And I've studied them holistically and some of them a little systematically, right? And I did that because my long-term vision is to have myself a retreat, a spa, a ashram, something that takes people out of the toxicity of the environments they've been living in for a while, to detoxify them, teach them premises and principles and functionalities that they can go into the toxic environment and remove the toxicity from the environment based upon themselves being detoxified. Right? So this is why I do what I do, and this being blessed by the Most High God, not just the videos but the songs, the poetry, and the different workshops and the different organizations that have worked with me. I have been living my dreams, though I don't drive around in a car because I've not been much in that state of mind. Like I said, I never understood that, so I never had that, hallelujah, as a vision. I just wanted to bring healing to people, my healing therapy, everything. It's always about healing. Before I knew what that word meant, what it was supposed to be, I just knew I never wanted people to hurt. Follow your heart, and you will live beyond the dreams you have of yourself. You will live the actuality of yourself. Blessings. Brother, anything you want to add before we, segment out to another moment in this blissful existence of life?
In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths.
Absolutely. So go with the Most High, Have that trust in the divine, trust in yourself. Know that what you desire that comes from the heart for the greater good will manifest as your purpose, and the ways in which you express it is up to you. So express your gift, express your talent. Yeah, it will lead you to spiritual, emotional, and yeah, financial well-being. So until next time, this has been the Great Owl, right here, Reasons That Shall Life with Brother Ramon Singh. Perfect love. Perfect love.